everybody, Rachel Yaseen with Posture Therapy Worldwide. I am coming to you from Yanchep National Park, and I'm so excited, if you can't tell, because it is so beautiful here. It is like just like a wetlands, and I don't know if you can see in the background, but there are kangaroos everywhere. Mamas and babies, and mamas carrying babies, and papas. It's very beautiful. I'm staying at, this is my second night at the Yanchep, and whoa, it's just beautiful. So today, posture therapy. Let's talk posture therapy. Who is posture therapy for? Well, I've been thinking a lot about this because posture therapy, well, it's for a lot of people. It's for any age. It's for anyone that this resonates with. But it's for people who are injured, and it's people who have like chronic injury. But I think even more important, it's for all of us who are moving out in the world and want to make sure that we are not an accident waiting to happen. And so when I see people and they're walking with their heads forward, or their shoulders rounded, or one hip forward, or their foot turned out, I know that they're out of alignment. And I know that when they take a fall, or when they go to kick a ball, or when they go to reach for something, then with the body out of alignment, it's just waiting for that injury to happen. So that's why we're doing these exercises. We're setting the body up to live in the modern world because we do repetitive action, because we're constantly doing the same thing and not using some of the muscles that then retire. Our body starts to compensate. That's why we're doing these exercises. We're reteaching the big loading muscles how to work. The shoulders, loading over the hips, loading over the knees, loading over the ankles. So today we're going to do an exercise that is called wall drop, and I haven't done this one with you because I haven't found like a good thing to use. And what I'm realizing is that it's up to all of us to find the right props. So you can be really, really creative. There's no proper height for this one, but I'm going to use my mat, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So we'll take the exercise. Take my shoes off. It rained last night, so it's a little wet here. You want to get your, you can use stacked up books. You can use 2 blocks, like one for each foot. I'm using my mat. You can use a rolled up blanket. But the idea is that you want your heels to, so this is too close. You want your heels to drop off of whatever you're on, and then everything else can rest against the wall, and you're literally just standing here and letting the wall and gravity allow your body to align. Allow the shoulders to move over the hips, to move over the knees, to move over the ankles. So I myself have been feeling like some really incredible pain across my pelvis. Injuries happen, but these exercises allow the body to realign. And this is just a really good one. I could just suggest to stay in this for 1 to 2 minutes. And you're just relaxing. Relax your belly here. Really relax. It wants to grip up here. Just let it go. And you might feel a really strong stretch down the back of your calves. Make sure you're standing on something so that your heels are not touching the ground. You're just letting gravity, let everything realign, resettle, come into balance. All right, good. Next exercise. Grab my shoes, only because it's quite wet and muddy here. And you're gonna find a seat. You're gonna find a chair where your hips and your knees can be in one line. So you don't want your hips higher or lower than your knees. Your feet come to parallel. The outer edges of your feet are parallel and your feet are hip width apart. Then you're going to tilt your pelvis forward. So not rounding it, but tilting it forward. And we're actually going to take windmill in a seated position. So windmill, you're going to take your arms to your side, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take your arms out so your palms are facing forward. Your pelvis is tilting forward. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then we go side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to take 3 rounds of this, but I want to say you can keep your arms up or put them down. Nice strengthening to keep them up. Use pain as your guide. If you feel pain, make it smaller. Maybe it's just this big. Because when you feel pain, it's your body's way of telling you that you're compensating, and so you got to back off. The other thing to say about this exercise, I was going to say something else, I can't remember, but I'm sure, it's not this one, right? The degree stays the same here, and you're just tilting from side to side. The shoulders are coming down. 1, 2, squeezing the shoulder blades together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You might have a lot more movement than I do, a lot more ability to move in here. Pretty locked up right now. And you might have a lot less. It might be so much smaller than what I'm doing. Do what's good for you. You know what your body's feeling like today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. That was good. Okay, so the next seated exercise is going to be exercise we did the other day standing. So take your belt, and you can modify anything into a belt. This is the strap for my front bicycle bag. Double duty. Lots of double duty going on here. And so it's like armpit to armpit. That's how wide you want your strap to be. And then you're going to bring your arms up. Your pelvis is tilting forward, and you will squeeze out on the strap. 80%, like do a nice squeeze out. Feels so nice, and release. And 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can leave your arms up there, just relaxing. If this doesn't feel good to you, like it does for me, we all feel the exercises differently, you might need to bring your arms down a little bit. Or maybe this one's not for you. Bring your arms up, and 1. Remember, we're not moving to pain here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a small break, and we'll take 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and You know, an exercise that we can do while we're seated is hip lift. Hip lift is I usually do it laying down, but hip lift actually, like the assisted hip lift, it can be literally that you take your ankle on top of your knee with the pelvis tilting forward. Watch. We're not going to move. Watch my hip here. I'm trying not to move it. I'm just taking the ankle up over the knee. And we can sit here. Such a lovely exercise. Now, what you might notice, and Renee, you might want to grab a view from the side, is if you want to grab a view from the side, Renee, then you might want to notice that this is not the way. We're not tilting the pelvis back. We're tilting it forward to stay in this exercise. So just sit here, draw the shoulders back, look straight ahead. Remember, I have to say this all the time because even I forget. If you're looking down at your phone, you're not in alignment, right? The whole idea is we're getting the body realigned. You're not looking at your phone here. I could suggest when you're following along with these exercises, maybe you put your phone on a tripod, prop your phone up on a pillow so you could just watch straight ahead. Okay, let's switch sides. This foot comes down, this one comes up, and we sit here. Do you notice a difference between the two sides? Maybe. Then you start to see the way your body's working. While we're sitting here, I will mention that I'm sending out my bi-monthly newsletter. If you are interested in signing up for the newsletter, then you can go to my website and click on sign up for newsletter, or just send me a direct mail and I'll add you to the list. All right. This one feels so nice. Okay, remember we always want to end in a bilateral exercise. That means that we're moving both sides of the body together at one time. A nice exercise to end on is counter stretch. So come back to the wall and we'll move the mat out of the way. So for counter stretch, you can do it at the wall. I've done it, there's two different ways to do it. Today we do it at the wall. So you will take your palms to the wall, and we'll come back. The idea is that you want your hips lined up over your knees, lined up over your ankles. What can happen is you can come too far forward or too far back. So you want it all lined up. Is it all lined up, Renee?
Yep.
You want your hands higher than your shoulders. You want your arms straight, and you want your pelvis tilting up towards the ceiling. So that means, your sitting bones. The sitting bones move up, and we come like this. You hold this one. Usually we hold this one for 1 minute. Now, what you might start to notice is that your legs bend. Mine do. I have to move back to get it to straight. So you want to lift your quads up. You want to engage your quad muscles while you're standing here, all the while lifting up your sitting bones. So if I release my quad muscles, my knees bend. I lose control. Really engage there. You can look at the where the floor and the wall meet is a nice place to put your eyes. Good, and then come out of that one. All right, that's it for today. I'm sadly leaving this beautiful place and heading north towards Exmouth. These kangaroos are so adorable. I hope you guys can see them. Oh, you know what we'll do is we're gonna walk over and show you the kangaroos. So hold on. If the kangaroos interest you, then here we go. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. But stick around for the kangaroos. I should say that most kangaroos are not this docile. They usually have much more of, I don't know if it's fear, but they usually keep their distance. This is pretty special.